On a muggy September day, I found myself driving through central Florida on my way to Winterpark, to one of my favorite places to cut silhouettes, Tugboat and the Bird. Winterpark is a beautiful little town next to Orlando, with small specialty shops lining the main shopping district located on Park Avenue. Winterpark was a small, quiet town for many years, but as Orlando has grown, Winterpark grew with it, and the economy boomed. I've never been here and not seen the streets teeming with tourists from everywhere. Much like my hometown of Charleston, it has a quiet sophistication about it, with oak canopied streets and an air of southern charm. The sidewalks beckon with inviting cafes, and aromas of freshly brewed coffee mingle with the sweet scent of blooming jasmine. Palm trees sway gently in the breeze, their leaves whispering secrets of the past. Winterpark, Florida is a special place. It's a mixture of great shops and restaurants, brick-lined streets, and really nice people. Every visit feels like stepping into a living postcard. I've been working with Tugboat and the Bird for about 15 years. This small boutique has grown close to my heart, much like the town itself. It's where whimsical meets timeless. It has this ambience of artistry that envelopes both residents and visitors. Really, really nice. The name Tugboat and the Bird came from the original owner of the store, whose children's nicknames were Tugboat and Bird. The story goes that one of the children pulled the other around in a wagon. I guess that one was Tugboat. The name adds to the whimsicality of the place, and it is truly one of the most creative names for a store I have ever heard. I love the name Tugboat and the Bird. I've worked with hundreds of stores cutting silhouettes, and Tugboat and the Bird is the best name I've ever heard for a children's boutique. It's fun, unique, and very creative. So original. It matches the store perfectly. Tugboat's been a Winterpark fixture for many years. The store changed hands recently, and Kim Towers, the new manager, is an energetic and fun person, much like the store itself.
So with one of our favorite lines here, and probably our most popular, is our Buford bonnet. So it is based in South Carolina, and it is that classic, I think with childhood, there is such a softness and a gentleness that babies, but even into a toddlerhood, have. And so this line in and of itself, you can see the design, very soft colors, very classic. Again, probably our best seller, and it really kind of exemplifies what Winterpark is that classic, sweet softness that everyone loves.
Cutting silhouettes at Tugboat is one of my events that I really have to prep for. I'm always sold out there, so it requires some extreme focus. But it's all fun. The customers there have been collecting my silhouettes and children's books for years, and many of them come back every year for another silhouette. They are a very enthusiastic crowd. Another thing I like about cutting silhouettes at Tugboat is that it's just a few doors down from one of my favorite restaurants, the Briar Patch. The Briar Patch has been serving up gourmet breakfast and lunch for the locals and visitors to Winterpark for years. Their famous blueberry pancakes and savory omelets are a Winterpark staple, making it the perfect spot to fuel up before a busy day of silhouette cutting. When I'm cutting silhouettes at Tugboat, I have this tradition that I go over to the Briar Patch to get a slice of their mile-high carrot cake. It's truly the biggest and best carrot cake I've ever had. It's not just that one slice of that cake is as big as your head, it's that it's perfectly made. You can really taste the time and effort that goes into making that cake. I have it once a year, and I look forward to it every time. I usually get it to go and put it in the refrigerator of the Van Gogh and eat it later, but it's so good. Oh gosh, it's so good. Tampa is just a couple of hours drive from Winterpark, and I had a little time before my next event. I wanted to stop by for a quick visit to a legendary place in Tampa, Ybor City. Ybor City is one of the most legendary and historic places in Florida. With its cobblestone streets and vibrant atmosphere, it feels like stepping back in time. Known for its rich Cuban heritage and cigars, the air carries the scent of roasting coffee when you stroll through. There are chickens here, lots of chickens. They are everywhere. In fact, it's against the law to harass them in any way. Let's go talk to this rooster and see what he thinks about Ybor City. One of the first things you notice about Ybor City is that there are lots of chickens. I think they hire them out to direct traffic. Ybor City was founded by Vincent Martinez Ybor in the 1800s. He was a Spanish immigrant who started a thriving cigar industry there. To this day, you can find many cigar makers who still practice this craft the old-fashioned way. Cigar making came from Cuba, and it transformed the city into this industrial hub, just bustling with life and culture. The cigar makers in Ybor City, they just work with this skillful precision, and their hands just blur as they make these cigars. I mean, that's how fast they are. The cigars are among the finest anywhere, and they're shipped all over the world. I watched a cigar maker rolling these fine cigars, and I was struck by the speed with which he worked. They really turned those cigars out. I'm always drawn to the traditional handmade things. I mean, it's what I do. That kind of speed only comes with years of practice. Each cigar carefully made from scratch and crafted into this work of art. It is amazing. You don't have to smoke cigars to appreciate the craftsmanship that goes into them. They are really works of art. I had one more quick stop on my mini tour of Ybor City. I had to have a Cuban latte. The Cuban culture are as famous for coffee as they are for cigars. I found a small cafe with the rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee hanging in the air. As I went into this cafe, I was struck by all of the time-honored traditions of Ybor City. They make so many things by hand, one at a time, with lots of love and care. It's much like what I do when I cut silhouettes. The coffee was no exception. Nancia made my latte with grace and perfection, like she had made it so many times before. Cuban coffee is renowned for its strong, sweet flavor and texture. It's a bold coffee, with or without cream, and you can actually taste the tradition blended in. It is, in a word, delightful. So I was enjoying my coffee, and I looked at the menu, and they also had crepes. I love Cuban crepes. So I thought, well, it's almost lunchtime. I guess I'll order the banana and chocolate crepes to go with my Cuban latte. So I asked Nancia to bring me some crepes as well. The Cuban culture is also well known for their crepes, and I had to try them. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I just had the mile-high carrot cake. Yes, I know. Well, yeah, but I guess I'll eat lighter tomorrow. I really enjoyed my visit to Ybor City. This is a special place where history and modernity blend seamlessly. As I walked through the streets, I felt the rhythmic pulse of this vibrant community echoing around me. As I left the city, I thought about the stories embedded in its cobblestones and the warmth of its people. Leaving the city with those thoughts, I felt a sense of nostalgia enveloping me. People who make things by hand hold a special place in my heart. They craft each piece with love and dedication, much like the Cuban coffee that warms my soul.
So y'all, check out Ybor City. Don't be chicken.
I'm silhouette artist Clay Rice, and this is Silhouette Highway. Thank y'all for riding with me today. If you know of a store in your town who might want to do a silhouette and book signing event, drop me a line at clay@ricegalleries.com. For my silhouette tour schedule, or even if you can't make an event, you can order silhouettes, books, and prints online at ricegalleries.com. Also, if you want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. See you on down the line. on Silhouette Highway.